Noche UFC is going down in Las Vegas this weekend, and I'm pumped to see who comes out on top. I've partnered up with DraftKings, and they got an offer that is perfect if you're looking to get closer to the action. Right now, all new customers that bet just $5 will instantly get $250 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. When you sign up, use my promo code SONNEN. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Staying on the action and use your $250 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun at DraftKings with daily fantasy and have a shot at all the prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers, use my promo code SONNEN. Bet just $5 and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Sean O'Malley cannot get up off the bottom once he's taken down. Taking him down isn't the easiest thing to do, but when you get him there, you are going to be able to keep him there. 3 different people have said that, as a matter of fact. 3 different workout partners of O'Malley whispered into Henry Cejudo's ear that very thing. Henry Cejudo whispered that into a microphone, which came into my ears, and now I'm doing the same thing to let you know. And Henry emphasized that they both live in Arizona. Arizona's not that big. Neither one of them has a ban on going to other clubs. And that has been in big parts of martial arts. That's the way traditional martial arts were even through the mid-90s. When I was interested, I started training jiu-jitsu under Mark Schultz, which I guess made us Pedro Sauer team. But when that happened, and I wanted to go in and learn, I was choosing between karate and taekwondo, Mark Schultz let me know before I go in, once I make my choice, but before I go, to tell him, and then he can write them a letter that I can show them, thus giving permission. So I never got the letter. I couldn't imagine. I was a young man, but I was a man all the same. I was 18 years old, was living on my own, several states away from my parents. I could not imagine having a note from another adult to present to a different adult before I take out my wallet and give him what really is going to decide if I get a workout here or not. My money. All right. But Henry said, take Sean down when you get him there. It's easy to keep him there. And I don't doubt that. That I would have to know, first and foremost, how did you get him there? Like, did you start on your feet wrestling, you out-wrestled him, and then when you got him there, you continued to go? And that'd be a great workout, by the way. That would be the absolute best way you could design mixed martial arts and or competitive grappling workout, that structure. I just, in 22 years, have never seen it done. I've wondered why it's not done. I've argued it should be done. I think the things that you do in practice should resemble the things you're going to do Saturday night in the competition, the actual competition. Like, as hard as boxing is, as good of a workout that is, if I go up to the track and our group of shot putters and 100-yard sprint athletes are boxing, the coach says, well, God, look how sweaty they are, man. They're really getting their lungs up. It's giving them confidence. Like, hey, I don't doubt it. That's some really good stuff. But for me, I'd rather see them doing things that look like sprinting 100 yards or shot put. And I tell you that because I'll bet dollars to donuts without even being there that no part of this is made up. I'll bet there were 3 guys. They got on top of O'Malley. They stayed on top of O'Malley. He didn't scramble and get away or sweep them and reverse them on the ground. And I'll bet that those 3 went and told Henry, and Henry told us. Like, I nothing about that seems out of place. I just want you to understand a couple of things. If the match or the action in this case didn't start standing up whether you're queen bear holding each other or you've been down like a wrestling match and slap hands. But if it doesn't start while on your feet, it would be a very, very misleading towards who out-wrestled the other, who did better. And I've been argued with this by people and go, well, no, Chael, it's the same thing. I mean, you start on the ground, but okay, so the guy takes him down, and then he starts pulling up the body and go to guard. And, okay, But now they're in the exact same position that a lot of gyms start them from. So what difference does it make? Well, what difference does it make is the second you hit the mat, it's a trigger or it's not. If you're going to get off the bottom, not protect yourself from submissions, if you're going to get off the bottom, the second you hit the mat, that is a springboard. That is a springboard. Once you've lost your balance and you know you're losing, as you start to turn, one hand is going to catch his head. And I'm looking to do the Heisman. I'm just looking to push it away and lock out my arm. That's what, as I'm falling through the air, one hand is finding that head. My other hand is going to post. The minute we hit, I straight arm that head so he can't do anything. I post, get a few inches up to get my hips out. If there was never a takedown initially, then the number one escape in the sport isn't even an option. So you haven't just gone to a place that the sport won't ever go on Saturday. The referee will never, it doesn't matter if you're doing amateur, you're under the unified rules. They've got some amateur rules that apply in Georgia, they apply in California, they apply in the state of Washington. None of them have any set of rules where you're going to do that. So I tell you that because there's a couple of times, if you watch O'Malley fight, where guys out-wrestled him. They saw that distance. They timed it. They changed elevation. They took him down to where his butt cheek would hit the mat. But within 3 seconds, O'Malley had come out on top. And that's because he's one of the wrestlers that knows the secret about hitting the mat. Where a guy thinks he slams you in the mat or he's planted you in the mat, the harder he slams and or plants you creates the bigger bounce. Your greatest opportunity of bouncing off the mat is when he's taking you there in a very difficult and forceful and dominant looking manner. Now, I would not say that Merab's weakness anywhere within his weaknesses has anything to do with his inability to keep somebody down. I would not say Sean O'Malley's greatest strength within his greatest strengths is his ability to get off the bottom. So it doesn't disprove the scenario that you're going to want to stay away from that. But I have really admired guys over time that have found a way to find breathers inside of MMA. I never got there. 22 years, I never found it. But I did see it. I did see. I'll use Anderson Silva, right? My largest nemesis. But when Anderson went down, it was hard to get him there. And you got to walk through a storm, and you probably got cracked by an elbow or a knee or something to do it. But if you did it, you were going to keep him there for a while. He was not right away going to look. The very first thing, like I talk about, you hit the mat, you come up it like a spring. Anderson's was the opposite. You hit the mat, you get cozied in like you're on a bed, on a mattress, just getting comfortable as can be, trying to get this guy comfortable. And then at some point, boom, there's the explosion, and you get out. But I also know other guys that just didn't get there very often. Conor versus Khabib, round number 2. Conor never failed at getting up from Khabib. Coach Kavanaugh, who put the game plan together and who is in Conor's corner, the second he went down, they were on their feet for a little over 2 minutes and now they're down. And there's 3 minutes to go. And Kavanaugh told him, stay here. Stay here. Kavanaugh's thinking was, he, meaning Khabib, can't finish you from here. Conor had his back on the fence. Khabib's laying and starting to do some laying and trianglement. Conor's hands are on the shoulders right here. They're busy. Even if Conor started punching, it'd be the back of the head. He couldn't do it. Not a lot that Khabib can do, but the ref's not going to bring him up because that is, in theory, a more dominant position. And Kavanaugh was just letting Conor know, our issue, your issue, Conor, is breathing for 25 minutes. So we're going to stay here and we're going to get you a 3-minute break before we go into another minute. And you're going to come out and you're going to go, great, in the next round. And there was a lot of truth to that. There was a lot of truth, if you go back and watch Conor versus Khabib, of where Conor was able to find his energy. So there are a number of guys who make it hard to get him down. But if you get them there and you've really established, they're going to give you the round. They're going to protect themselves. They're going to give you a round. So a guy in the gym in that position of being in guard, he's going to get really good at one of 3 things. Submitting people, okay? very, very unlikely. The statistics are so far against you. But if you were in the process of constantly throwing up offense, that just by virtue of definition means your opponent was on the defense and you'll have protected yourself. Number 2 is to slow the action, do nothing. Be one of those guys where I'm looking to get up because the referee is going to bring me there because I'm going to hug him so tight and not allow anything to happen. And number 3 is to find get-ups and reversals. That's what Damian Maia did better than anybody else. Is Damian would start on his back, but he would never stay there. So, in the final analysis, are there 3 dudes, Roman, Arizona, that say when they got on top of Sean, the champion, that they were able to keep him there? Is there any kind of concern for that? Does that lend towards a tip of the hat or playing in the direction of Merab? Because when I hear it, it just tells me that Sean O'Malley is very realistic about where he might end up. And it tells me that he's spending time remedying that with his own strategies and plans in the practice room. Anything to see here? Yeah. If you're looking to make sure the champion is fully prepared and knows what he's getting into, you came to just the right place.